What's happening to my boss community? This is your boy Lascel, the M.B.A. back at you with a brand new video for this week. And what we're going to cover this week is unrealistic expectation. For my returning boss community, I want to welcome you back. Welcome to the boss community. Come in, see some shit, talk about some shit, like some shit. What we're going to talk about again today is unrealistic expectations. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Let these people know that you are in the building, that you support positive programming, even on YouTube, in a world of dumbass challenges and dumbass youth fashion hauls and all this other stuff that goes on. And you want something of substance that's going to apply to you, especially if you're living this real life, paying real bills and trying to get ahead in this real world. One of the guys who I really love to watch is a brother out of Texas by the name of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels discusses the interaction and the dynamic between women and men of the black community and just women and men of today's demographic and just this whole paradigm. One day he was discussing the unreal expectations of black women. And what he wasn't sounding like a hater because he actually had a lot of relevant data. And he led me, because that's how these things are, kind of like breadcrumbs. You run into one video and they suggest something about another one and you go look that up. He was talking about a sister by the name of Rebecca Lynn Pope. Now, some of you guys are very familiar with Rebecca Lynn Pope. Rebecca Lynn Pope was a very prominent matchmaker down in Atlanta, and she had a very prolific business doing that for women all over the country. And at one point, a few years ago, she decided, as a black woman, that she would no longer work with black women.
Oh no, he did.
And the reason being because they were so difficult to work with and their expectations were so unrealistic. It was ridiculous. If you ever get a chance to see some of the content of Kevin Samuels, check it out. It's very good content if you're not familiar with them. If you're not familiar with Rebecca Lynn Pope, do your research and you'll understand who she is and how, even as a black woman, that some of the things that she saw really deterred her from further working in our community with our own sisters, because it was impossible. When I watched that, I thought about how that didn't just affect black women or black men in a relationship dynamic or diaspora. I understood that affected us today also. It can be very critical and impactful to your journey to be successful or unsuccessful with whatever endeavor that you choose to be in. If you choose to be a rapper, you choose to be a musician, you choose to be a baker or a banker, whatever it is that you choose to be, unreal expectations can harm your endeavors and harm your efforts to make those things come to reality. Now, when I say unreal expectations, let me clarify, because we all know that we support people who are going out trying. But let's call it what it is. If you want to run a marathon but you never leave the house, how are you going to do it? That's unreal expectation. Win a championship fight, but you can't fight. Unreal expectation, right? You want to go out there and buy or get in the stock market and buy 1 million stocks, but you have no money and you have no prospects. That's an unreal expectation. It's the same thing when you're trying to do something, whether it is trying to go out and get an education, whether it's trying to go out there and start a business. If you don't give yourself the chance, put yourself in a position, give yourself the skills, and build a circle around you, you're going to fail. It's going to be very difficult for you to do that. And what you don't understand, and we're breaking it down that simple to people, places, and things that are so integral to what you're doing. You could be the brightest person on the planet, right? But you keep that stinking circle around you of people who are naysayers, right? You could be the brightest person on the planet. You don't put yourself out there, right, to make those things happen. You could be the brightest person in the world, but you don't practice your craft or give yourself the skills that you need in order to take that thing and bring it to fruition.
You suck.
Those are unreal expectations. Unreal expectations. Just like you're going to meet a woman that's going to love you forever and see you for the stud that you really are, but you're scared to say something. You're scared to leave the house. You're scared to go someplace where that woman might be.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You're a woman that's going to find that man that's going to love you forever, that rich, famous dude that's going to love you and baby you and shower you with affection and attention, but you don't respond to people's friend requests, or you don't go out in the street and let dudes or engage in people. That's unreal expectations. It's the same thing in our endeavors. If you want to go to school, go back to school. Sign up.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, and your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. Well, maybe I'll go to school next year, maybe next semester. No, do it right now.
If you want to get in shape, it starts with getting up off your ass, putting the Ben and Jerry's back in the freezer, and actually going out and doing it. Hit the street, do something. You want to repair your relationship, it starts with a phone call. If you're successful or not, put in your legwork. Just don't let the reason why things fell apart be you. Work on yourself. These are the things you need to do. You need to get those stinking circles around you, those people who don't believe in nothing that you do. Nothing you do is ever going to happen. It's all funny. It's a pause of conversation to see how, yo, this motherfucker done bugged out. He talking about he gonna be this. Well, this bitch is crazy. She talking about she gonna do this. Get those motherfuckers the fuck away from you. There's nothing wrong with somebody telling you why something can't work, but if they can't tell you how it could possibly work, you need to get those people out your face. Build your skill set. If something else is happening, you need to put yourself in a position to actually be there and have a conversation. It's not that hard, people. One thing I stress to people is I've been all over the world. I've been in places and met people that people only see on television. And having a conversation, if you're very bright, you can get there too. I don't say that to say you basic if you don't. If you grind your ass off, those people will be there. When you get to the top, those people who are already there will be there to welcome you. But you gotta put the work in. You gotta get out the house, you gotta get out your head. You gotta get those people around you that's gonna make it more difficult for you. And stop the unreal expectations. Then it's just an expectation. Because if you're gifted, you're driven, and you're out there, it's a matter of time. That's my message to my bosses for today. Now, again, this was the message for this week. I want to again thank my boss community for being out there and actually hearing this message. If it resonated with you, if you know somebody who has the gift but suffers from one of those things, if not all of those things, please feel free to share it with that person, because we want more successful people. I'm the biggest advocate and cheerleader for anybody in our community that's out there doing something positive. I don't have to like their politics, I don't have to like their personality, I don't have to know them personally, but I'm a big proponent of cheering for them success, because their success is my success, whether you believe it or not. If you don't see things that way, you don't belong here. Alright? So for my bosses, listen, go out today, dominate. For the first time, viewers of this boss channel of Lascel, the M.B.A, the content, feel free to comment. Leave me some suggestions if there's something we should discuss. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a freestyle, this is not a self-imposed title. I am an M.B.A. Let's discuss some business things. If you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. Let's discuss it. Maybe that could be a discussion for something else, or you can also hit me up in the email that's provided along if you have a question about certain things, about how to get your business started, how about being a little bit more specific. Please feel free. If I have the time, I will get back to you as soon as possible. And as we leave, for the first time viewers, you're going to learn this phrase, and for the people who have been here, you know what I'm about to say. If it's not about $1, ladies and gentlemen, it don't make a hell of bean sense. Go out, dominate, get those unreal expectations and transform them just into expectations. Until next week, it's your boy Lascel, the M.B.A. Saluting you. Let's get it.